Hey, how's it going? If you're new here, my name is Jan and I love makeup. And if you're not new, thanks for coming back. I really appreciate you. In today's video, we are comparing the Pat McGrath Labs Midnight Voyage palette, mini Midnight Voyage palette, which looks like this, to the Haus Labs Glam Room Number 1 palette. I had mentioned in my declutter that I thought these were super similar. So I'm wearing one palette on my right eye and one palette on my left eye. Feel free to put your guesses in the comment section now or wait and see what you think. I just thought it'd be fun to, have a little, it's not even like a competition. It's just like, which one is which. So hopefully you're up for that. I do want to mention real quick, in case you happen to notice, I'm wearing a new necklace and some matching earrings. My sister went out to California with her kids and her husband to see family out there, and she bought back some jewelry she bought from a surfer dude friend of her brother-in-law. So that was really cool. So I'm wearing my new jewelry today because it's very cool. Anyway, I probably should stop prattling on and we should just get into the video. I'm about to have a very naked face. Brace yourself. Okay, so I've swatched out both of these palettes and I think I can get a similar look. You've already seen the look and maybe you already have thoughts on which side is which. When I was doing my declutter, I thought, well, these look really similar. And I wondered if they were similar enough that I could create a look with each palette and have them be the same. Upon swatching, they're not quite the same, but I feel like I can probably get pretty close. So if you have any guesses already, leave them in the comment section. I pulled out two brushes of each one that I think I might need. So I've got two 03s, two 13s, like two of everything. So there's no cross-contamination. Not that it's that serious, but it's fun to play. So that is what we're doing. Ugh. So I guess I'm just gonna scoot you in and start applying the eyeshadows, and at the end of the video when I come back and show you the final look and all of that, I will disclose which eye is which and you can see if you were right. All right, I'm gonna go in first with my Refer 15 on this eye, and I'm really gonna do my best not to get confused and mess this up. Oh my goodness. I really like playing with makeups, but keeping things straight in my head and organized, that's a little bit trickier for me. If you've been here for a while, you know I don't take this stuff very seriously. Like, it's just makeup and I love it, and my passion for it is serious, but mostly I'm just playing and having fun and just enjoying it. Which I know, not everyone can do. I don't leave the house to go to a real job since I'm crippled. I'm just home doing my thing. So it's not quite the same for me as it is for everyone else. But hopefully, even in the day-to-day stuff, you're enjoying the makeups. On my other brush, we're going in with the other palette. And we're going to get that blended on this eye. Again, they're not exact, but just swatching them, I feel pretty confident that if I did, maybe not necessarily a side-by-side, but like one look one day and with one palette and the same look the next day with the other palette, I don't know that you would know I was wearing two different palettes. There is a bit of a undertone difference, but Just gonna build this one up a little bit more. I'm finally most of the way better. My left ear has been clogged, or whatever it is, where you can't really hear, it's all muffled, for weeks. That finally popped yesterday morning, and I was so excited to be able to hear again. It was very cool. I think I'm gonna take my two Refer number 12s and go into the next shade. Neither one of these palettes have a lot of mattes. They're pretty, yeah, they're pretty equal. Obviously, the Haus Labs palette has more options, but it's still the same color story. I don't know if I mentioned this yet or not, but when I did my declutter, I asked if this was something anyone wanted to see, and I got one yes. And that's all it takes for me to pretty much do a makeup look. I just need one person to be interested, and I'm all over it. So I don't know how fun this is gonna be for everybody, but I think the Haus Labs palette is quite a bit larger. Like, there's way more eyeshadows in it. The Pat McGrath has 6 and the Haus Labs has 10. So that's, 4 more options. And I feel like, I don't remember how much I paid for the Haus Labs one. I mean, it's not available anymore. But, or at least I don't think it is. Maybe you can still get it on Amazon. I don't know. But if you have it and you were thinking you wanted the Pat McGrath one, or vice versa, maybe this will help you decide whether or not you're actually missing out. Oh, these crazy hairs. I think I'm gonna take the first fluffy brush and just kind of over the edge. Normally I would use a matte shade out here, but I didn't, there weren't equal matte shades in the palettes, so we're doing this. Now my Refer number 2, we're gonna go into the other like satiny, shimmery shade. And that's gonna go on the rest of the lid. And then there's one more shade we'll use for the very inner portion and probably the inner corner as well. That's really pretty. I like that a lot. Same style of brush with the other eyeshadow. Those shades are definitely a little bit different. One of them is more like red and the other one is more purple. So there's that. I'm gonna clean off these brushes and go into the lighter shade on the other side of the brush. All right. There's one. And then we have the other one. All right, have you got any guesses yet? I'm gonna go off, do the rest of my face, and I'll come back, show you the finished look, and reveal which palette is on which eye. All right, I'm back, and this is the finished look. Let me zoom you in for an up-close reconnoiter. I think there's definitely a difference in the shades and undertone. Okay, hopefully you've made your guesses or not. I mean, it's just not that deep, but I have the Pat McGrath Mini Midnight Voyage on my left eye and the Haus Labs on my right. This is the Haus Labs once again. I really do think it looks so super similar. I did have, let me see if I can show you both of them. I did have a little bit more fallout underneath the Haus Labs side, but I had fallout under both. For me, that's not a big, my face wasn't done, so I don't fuss too much about that. I went pretty heavy-handed with eyeshadow, so I expect fallout. But I don't know, I think they're both very nice. I think the purple sparkly shade from the Pat McGrath palette is a bit more sparkly. This one right here is what I have on the middle of my lid, whereas the Haus Labs is not only a bit on the kind of more red side, it's also more of a satin. So I feel like I could have like mixed and matched and gotten closer, but I wanted to do, you know, one shadow for one shadow. So, oh no, I think this was fun. I think they're both very nice. I like both palettes so much. And I think if I was forced to declutter one of them, I would probably choose the Pat McGrath, simply because there's there are 6 shades compared to the 10 in the Haus Labs, so you just get a little bit more to play with. And I typically like to have more options when I'm playing with makeups. But again, they're so super similar. I could live with or without either one of them. But I have them both, so for now I will keep them. So you have to let me know if you guessed correctly, if you even care. I just think it's fun. I just like to play. If you're wondering what else is on my face, I'll tell you now. And if you don't care, hopefully I'll see you in my next video. For foundation, I have the Maybelline Fit Me Shine Free and Balance Stick. I am determined to use that up. My concealer is the Maybelline Super Stay. I didn't go too crazy with face products. I just whacked on what I needed. I'm using the Kaleidos Symphony Trio for both my contour and bronzer. I genuinely really like this. My blush is the Haus Labs. This was from the like special edition collection she did. I feel like there was a name, but without my reading glasses, I can't read it. My finishing powder is the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Powder Foundation in 120 Vanilla. My highlight is the Sarcasm by Catrice. It's so big that I think it's hard to take it seriously, but it is such a great highlight. So glad that I have that in my collection again. My lip liner is right here. I thought it was missing. I'm using the Dominique Cosmetics lip liner again, and we decided this was in the shade Brown Sugar. Gosh, I can't remember that. And then I'm using the Unearthly Orange lip gloss that came in the Summer Mystery Box, and this is in the shade Psych. I love this lip gloss so much. So that's everything on my face. Done and dusted. I hope that you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Either way, I appreciate hanging out with me today. Be good and remember to be kind to you.